Imagine this. They're standing right on the edge. The crowd's roar is kind of a hum. You feel it more than you hear it, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Years of effort, all those super early mornings, pushing past pain. It all comes down to this. One dive.
Yeah. Those moments, fractions of a second really,
That
they define everything in high-stakes competition, where potential meets the moment.
It really is. And those moments where your head has to be as strong as your body, they're just captivating.
Absolutely. Elite sports are full of them. But sometimes the biggest stories, the ones that signal a real shift, they happen just outside the main spotlight.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today. We're looking at some really electrifying performances from the 78th Senior National Aquatic Championships in Bhubaneswar.
Right, at the Kalinga Stadium Aquatic Center. Impressive place.
It is. And our mission really is to unpack the journeys of two young Indian swimmers, B. Benedicton Rohit and M.S. Yadesh Babu.
Because they're wins.
Yeah.
They aren't just personal victories, are they? They feel like something bigger, maybe a turning point for Indian swimming.
That's the feeling. We want to explore, the facts behind their success, the hurdles they jumped, and what it all means. We think you'll find some real aha moments here, understanding why these wins are so important. So let's dive in.
Okay.
All right, let's start with B. Benedicton Rohit. He's 22 from Tamil Nadu, and he's really emerged as, well, a beacon of hope, you could say.
Yeah, but what makes his story so compelling is that it almost didn't happen. His path wasn't smooth at all.
How so?
Well, back in 2019, he apparently came incredibly close to quitting swimming altogether.
Wow, really? Quitting.
Yeah, just completely frustrated, disillusioned. You know what happens? Athletes invest so much, and sometimes, well, the breakthrough doesn't come when they expect, or the challenges just pile up.
So he was right there, on the brink. What pulls someone back from that, especially in such a demanding sport?
That's a great question. Often it's belief from the outside, isn't it? Someone you really trust.
Like family.
Exactly. For Rohit, it was his mother. Her encouragement was pivotal. She apparently told him something like, "Don't give up now, you're closer than you think."
Wow. Simple words, but powerful.
Incredibly powerful. It just shows how vital that external belief can be when your own confidence is, shaky. It can shift your whole perspective.
And clearly it worked. Fast forward to Bhubaneswar. Rohit didn't just compete, he made history.
He absolutely smashed the national record,
Yeah.
men's 100-meter butterfly.
Okay.
Clocked 52.57 seconds.
52.57, that's flying.
And it didn't just edge out the old record, right?
Not at all. It blew past it. Set a really tough new benchmark. And crucially, the old record was held by Sajan Prakash.
A two-time Olympian. Beating his time, that sends a message.
It really does. It's not just about speed. It's about surpassing someone with that kind of international experience. It elevates the whole achievement.
And there were immediate consequences too, right, in terms of qualification.
Yes. That swim got him the B's qualification standard for the World Championships in Singapore. That's set for July 2025. So the B standard, what does that mean practically?
It means he's met a significant international benchmark. It puts him firmly on the map for global competitions. It's a really crucial step towards competing at that elite level consistently.
Okay, so worlds are on the horizon, but he's thinking even bigger, longer term.
Definitely. His sights are set on the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, representing India there. That's the big ambition.
That takes serious dedication and the right support structure, I imagine.
Absolutely. And this is where his training environment seems key. He trains with Coach Nihar Amin at Dolphins Academy in Bengaluru.
Which has a good reputation.
A very strong reputation, known for being rigorous, but also holistic. And apparently Coach Amin saw that Rohit's previous weakness might have been mental strength.
Interesting. So they worked specifically on that.
Exactly. Beyond just technique, they focused on the mental side. Things like mindfulness exercises before races and really constructive debriefs after performances. Learning to see setbacks as learning opportunities, not failures. Coach Amin basically said, Rohit has always had the talent, but it was his confidence we worked on, and the results are evident. It just highlights that sometimes the biggest gains aren't physical, they're internal.
That's such a powerful point. Talent gets you so far, but confidence, especially under pressure, that's the key. It really speaks to great coaching.
Totally. And you think about it, Rohit's journey shows how that targeted focus on mental toughness plus that support system can turn potential into something record-breaking. It's the whole athlete.
Incredible story. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. From Rohit's comeback to MS Yadesh Babu. Another young talent, also from Tamil Nadu.
Right, Yadesh.
Yeah.
23 years old. His story is different, but equally about resilience, I think. More of a quiet determination.
And he also stripped gold in Bhubaneswar.
He did. Men's 50-meter breaststroke. Clinched it with the personal best time, too, 28.35 seconds.
Fantastic. But his journey had a really unique obstacle, didn't it? Something unexpected.
Yeah, this is kind of wild. In 2023, he nearly missed a crucial event because he'd misplaced his ID card.
No way. An ID card.
Yep. It sounds almost trivial, but think about it. Years of training, everything on the line, and you might get sidelined by losing your ID. It just shows the kind of bizarre, unexpected hurdles athletes can face. Things totally outside their control.
Oh, man, I can't even imagine the stress of that. You prepare for the race, not for administrative hiccups.
Exactly. It takes serious mental strength to handle that kind of chaos right before competing.
And what was his take on his win afterwards?
Very understated. He just said something like, "This is a result of my consistent training." Very disciplined, very focused on the work.
No drama.
None. And his coach, KT Muralidharan in Chennai, seems to see that quality in him too. He praised Yadesh's resilience, saying, "He's not just talented, he's a fighter." It points to that quiet inner drive, that calm focus.
A fighter. I like that. And this gold medal, it opens doors for him too, right? What's next?
It does. It positions him for the FISU World University Games. They're happening in Germany next month.
Okay, the University Games. That's a big international stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for student athletes.
It is a major multi-sport event. It gives him a fantastic platform to compete internationally and gain more experience against global competitors.
So two different swimmers, different events, different kinds of challenges, but both showing incredible perseverance.
Exactly. You see Rohit's comeback, fueled maybe by that external belief reigniting his own spark, and then Yadesh's triumph over that chaotic ID situation, showing this really steady internal resilience. Different paths, same core strength.
It's really inspiring, that commitment, pushing through no matter what. It's not always one big moment, is it? It's often lots of small, determined steps.
That's right. Consistent effort, disciplined training, and that crucial mental game. Both stories hammer that home.
Okay, so we've got these two fantastic individual stories, Rohit and Yadesh. Let's zoom out now. What does all this mean for Indian swimming overall? The bigger picture.
Right. Well, historically, let's be honest, India hasn't been a major force in swimming internationally. Olympic success has been pretty limited, more about qualifying sometimes, rather than consistently challenging for medals.
Yeah, that's fair context. Why do you think that's been the case?
Well, there have been challenges. Access to top-notch, year-round facilities hasn't always been widespread like in some other countries.
Yeah.
Training conditions weren't always ideal, maybe fewer Olympic standard pools compared to, say, Australia or the U.S.
Infrastructure gaps.
Exactly. But there's definitely been a shift happening in recent years. We've seen swimmers like Sachin Prakash, who Rohit just beat, and Srihari Nataraj making waves internationally.
So signs of life before this.
Definitely. And even at these same championships in Bhubaneswar, Rujla S. set a new meet record in the women's 50-meter freestyle. So it suggests the talent pool is getting deeper, broader. It's not just one or two outliers anymore.
That's encouraging. But those underlying challenges, access to the best facilities, financial support, they still exist, presumably. It takes a lot of resources to compete at the top in swimming.
Oh, absolutely. It's not like cricket in India, which attracts enormous investment. Swimming needs specialized pools, world-class coaching, sports science support, travel budgets for international meets. These are still significant hurdles for many athletes and the system as a whole.
So how do you square that circle? Growing talent, but persistent challenges.
Well, that's where we're seeing progress, too. Academies like Dolphins and Bengaluru, where Rohit trains, are really changing the game. They provide the kind of infrastructure and professional environment that was maybe rarer before. They're closer to international standards.
So pockets of excellence are emerging.
Yes. And you also see more support coming from bodies like the Sports Authority of India, plus some private sponsorships starting to come in. They're helping with talent spotting, funding, better training programs. It's a gradual shift, but it's happening. These dedicated centers are vital.
It sounds like a foundation is being built. And then you get these breakthrough moments, like Rohit smashing that record, beating an Olympian, or Yadesh hitting personal bests and heading to the World University Games.
Exactly. They're not just isolated wins anymore. They feel like proof that the system is starting to work better, that the investment and focus are paying off. They signal a rising tide, perhaps.
So Rohit and Yadesh, they could be seen as like flag bearers for this new phase.
I think that's a good way to put it. They're not just winning medals, they're stories. The near quitting, the ID card fiasco, the comebacks, they're incredibly powerful narratives. They can inspire a whole new generation of kids to get in the pool. They show what's possible with grit, good coaching, and that support system.
And that's really why these stories matter to you listening in. They go beyond swimming, don't they? They're about human resilience against tough odds.
Absolutely.
They show how much difference strong mentorship makes, like Coach Amin focusing on Rohit's confidence, or Coach Muralidharan seeing the fighter in Yadesh. And they really highlight how crucial support is, whether it's a parent's belief, like Rohit's mom, or the structure of a good academy. Those things can help people achieve things that seemed impossible. They're really universal lessons.
So yeah, these aren't just quick headlines about fast swimming times. The achievements of Rohit and Yadesh are, well, they're powerful stories. Resilience, mentorship, and maybe a growing national pride in a sport finding its rhythm.
Their journeys, with all the doubts and hurdles, just show what perseverance and real support can do.
Definitely. And looking ahead, their performances could really signal a turning point. You've got Rohit aiming for the Olympics, qualified for Worlds, Yadesh heading to a major international university event.
It feels like momentum, inspiring others to dive in and chase their own goals. It's genuinely an exciting time for the sport in India.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Consider this.
Yeah.
In your own life, what's your ID card fiasco or your nearly quitting moment?
Yeah.
That challenge, that seems insurmountable right now.
Yeah. What if, with just a bit more grit, or maybe finding the right kind of support, that challenge could actually lead to your own personal best? Maybe even something record-breaking you never thought possible.
And think about the other side, too. What small, quiet words of encouragement could you offer someone else? Someone maybe facing their own doubts.
Because as we saw with Rohit and Yadesh, sometimes just knowing someone believes in you or getting that slightly different perspective, it can change everything. It can spark something amazing.